Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, your boy Raven is back to present to you another episode of Clearing Out the Vault. Today's target is the Pulse Rifles of Destiny, and today's episode is arranged quite differently than before, as I've scoured out to collect any bit of quantifiable data I could find on these weapons, including stats not so easily tracked down. So using the combined tools of every database I could track down, I'll not only be bringing the visible stats, impact, range, stability, etc., but also those that are hidden, much like the aim assist, the handling, the recoil, optics, as well as inventory size. Aim assist dictates quite a few many things, such as bullet magnetism and scope stickiness. And there's quite a well put together guide for it, which will be linked in the description. The handling, or equip speed as it can be listed, dictates how quickly your weapon can be readied, stowed, as well as how quickly you can aim down sights, or ADS. Now, the recoil stat is kind of a sibling to stability. While stability dictates how severe a weapon's recoil is, the recoil stat itself dictates in which direction the recoil will tend to go. Recoil stats at 50 tend to give an equal chance for both vertical and horizontal recoil, while the higher the number dictates more vertical recoil, lower numbers dictate more horizontal recoil. Now, another thing that I could not find measurements on are recoil patterns, which are specific not only to archetypes of guns, but also to certain specific guns. Optics dictates the base zoom of a gun type, and there's not really a lot of variety. And inventory dictates how much reserve ammo a gun can hold, which also dictates how much ammo it can gain from an ammo pickup. So with that, let's get started with the most comprehensive stat comparison that I can possibly muster. So the first category that we're going to be comparing is the high rate of fire, low impact, and we'll be comparing these guns in mass. Within this category, we have the Praetor's Timepiece found in Vault Glass Hard Mode, dropped from the Gatekeeper. The 123 is Zizigi. Did I actually say that right? Yeah. Found from the Crucible Quartermaster during the Dark Below. Coiled Hiss 1919, found from the Vanguard Quartermaster during the Dark Below. The Oversoul Edict from Crota's End Hard Mode, the Abyss section. And Scory's Revenge, the Iron Banner Pulse Rifle. A quick note on the color coding in these comparison charts is the blue stats found on guns represent a best in class, while red are the worst in class range, and purple are those that are in between the two. You see, the Oversoul Edict holds the best in class in range, reload, handling stat, recoil direction, and even inventory, with the second best aim assist, but sadly, the worst stability. Praetor's Timepiece holds its best in stability and aim assist, but keeping a second best in reload, handling, recoil direction, and inventory itself, its own worst stat being range. The 123's Syzygy actually shares the best in class with the timepiece of stability and aim assist, but holding red bar stats in range, reload, handling, and inventory, but still keeping a second best recoil direction as well. While Cold Hiss 1919 and Scory's Revenge actually hold the most out of the red bar stats, one thing that really hurts these guns are in fact its recoil direction. On Scory's Revenge in particular, I noticed with every shot I took, there was a consistent pull to the left with every shot fired. Recommendations for this category of pulse rifle of course go to Oversoul Edict and Praetor's Timepiece. The lower stability of Oversoul Edict can be offset with fitted stock, but of course with the timepiece's naturally higher stability and capability of using perfect balance, Oversoul Edict will never fire straighter than the timepiece, with 123 Syzygy from the Dark Below being a very good backup weapon in case you don't have these two. In the next category, we have the higher end rate of fire of the balanced pulse rifles, comprised of the conduit, which can currently, as of the House of Wolves, be bought from the future War Cult vendor, the time on target, which can be bought from the Vanguard Quartermaster during the Dark Below, and Aegis of the Kell, which can be bought from Zurich's for weapon core or found off of Judgment Chance for weapon core and an armor core with an elemental variation capable of being dropped from Skolas during the level 35 Prison of Elders. While time on target and Aegis of the Kell actually hold more blue and purple bard stats over the conduit, most of these differences, as you can see, are in a magnitude of less than 10. While a magnitude of 10 is where things start to usually become quite noticeable stat-wise from one gun to another. Which makes the true advantages held here the Aegis of the Kell's stability and recoil direction. Also, making Aegis of the Kell my own recommendation for this category of pulse rifles. Moving on to the rate of fire 66, impact 14 of the balanced pulse rifles. We have Bad Seed Down, found from Vanilla Vanguard Quartermaster. Strange Suspect, found from the Vanilla Crucible Quartermaster. The 55A All Fate, found from the Vanguard Quartermaster for House of Wolves. The KAU-8 Constellation Scar, found on Dragon Strike reward drops. The Payment 6 Queen's Wrath Pulse Rifle, found primarily in the big chests at the end of the Prison of Elders runs. What we see here is a fairly common trope in Year 1 Destiny, that the weapons acquirable in Vanilla Destiny tend to be the better in many stat categories. Bad Seed Down, holding blue bar and reload, magazine, handling, and inventory, with keeping a second best range and red bars in stability, aim assist, and recoil direct. And Strange Suspect, holding blue bars in stability, magazine size, aim assist, and recoil direction, second best in reload, and red bars in range, handling, and inventory. Now, the 55A All Fate only holds best in class in handling, with second best in range, stability, magazine, and recoil direction, with red bars in reload, aim assist, and inventory size, leaving the Constellation Scar and Payment 6 with 5 red bars for each. Constellation Scar does hold blue bars in both range and aim assist, and Payment 6's only real redeeming quality being recoil direction. So all in all, if you missed out on the Bad Seed Down and Strange Suspect for Vanilla Destiny, the 55A All Fate is a very viable runner-up, since reload speed can be upgraded quite easily through perks. On to the final category of the high-impact pulse rifles. We have the Superpox VLO, found from the Vanilla Vanguard Quartermaster. 3 Little Words from the Crucible Quartermaster for House of Wolves. Fair and Square, found in the Crucible Quartermaster during the Vanilla. Spare change 0.25 or 25 cents or quarter or however they meant for that to be. An RNG drop at the end of some Crucible matches. The Hopscotch Pilgrim, an RNG reward found at the end of Dragon Strikes. And the Messenger, the Trials of Osiris Pulse Rifle, found on Brother Vance for 7 wins when available, or randomly in gold tier packages for 8 wins with an Elemental Adept version at the Lighthouse for a flawless Trials run. So in this category of pulse rifles, we again find ourselves in a situation where the stat spread is not really all that vast. Noticeable differences can be seen in the Hopscotch Pilgrim's red bar and range, as well as the Superpox VLO and Hopscotch Pilgrim's blue bar and stability. The spare change in the Hopscotch's handling, Baron Square's recoil direction stat, and the Superpox's inventory. So my own recommendations for this category, besides if you can get your hands on an Adept Messenger, is actually the Hopscotch Pilgrim. While it and the Messenger hold the same amount of red bars, on average, whatever the Messenger does, the Hopscotch Pilgrim just does better, with the exception of range, which, if need be, is another stat that can be enhanced through perks. So there you have it, the Ravens comparison, breakdown, and recommendations for the pulse rifles in Destiny. Though an honorable mention for regular crucible should go to the Stranger's rifle. I'm serious, it's actually a really good gun in your regular crucible. Now if you enjoy the new layout, be sure to let me know. It's my goal to get this information out as easily as possible. By easy, I mean easy for you to take and retain. And if this method is indeed the preferred way, I will actually go back and redo previous 2 episodes. For now, this bird's gotta flock off. May your destiny shine, Guardians.